Hey everybody, welcome to the vlog. I am filming this on April 28th, 2025, 8:08 p.m. And we are in for a more traditional vlog because I'm in Disney right now, so I'm filming this one ahead of time. We time code these because they can get long. Maybe you don't want to watch all of it. So there are gaps in the red play bar, or open up the description, see a big list of blue numbers, watch what you don't, watch what you want, watch what you don't, whatever. You are the boss of your vlog sauce. I'm not Chef John. So today we are going to be cooking up something in the kitchen. Not quite what I had originally planned, but then I saw how many calories and I was like, I need to eat lighter than that. I don't want to say what it is here because I may change my mind by the time I film it tomorrow. We've also got another junk food taste test. Mary and I are going to talk about the first 3 episodes of season 2 of Andor, probably with spoilers, but we will definitely give you a warning. We are opening up some of the cool things I bought from my last Disney trip and doing some Disney pins. And I have a little bit of a travel update. I can tell you about all my lightning lane I will be doing. And that might be about it. I feel like there's something else. Anyways, I'm in the middle of eating my actual dinner right now. So I'm going to get back to it. Enjoy. Hey, everybody. We're going to do some cooking. I am just kind of making something up here a little bit. Let me fix that camera. I should have had it fixed. Sorry for the shake. We're gonna make a chorizo breakfast sandwich. Now, part of what I'm doing this for is I wanna get rid of some stuff out of the fridge before I head off to Disney. Also, this sounds very good. Also, it's way lower calories than what I was planning to make for this video, which was classic fettuccine Alfredo from scratch, except, dry pasta. But when I realized how caloric that was gonna be, I was like, nope, not right now, especially not right before Disney. So, here's what we're gonna do. I made cheesesteaks whiz the other day. Some grilled onions, cheese whiz, steak, and these amazing soft white, what do we call these? Sub rolls. This is from Walmart, fresh baked in store. These are still good. These were awesome on that cheesesteak. So I almost made cheesesteaks for y'all to show you that, but then I realized I've done cheesesteak type things before on this channel. We've definitely not made this, and I had an idea for it because I used to do chorizo and scrambled eggs and like taco versions of that, but I thought, what about a sandwich? And then I found out people do like grilled cheese sandwich versions of that, which is not exactly what we're gonna do today, but something similar. So we got a few things to do. Let's get to it. This is probably gonna take 20, 30 minutes, something like that. So just so you know my ingredients, I've got some very fresh eggs, freshest I've had in a while. We got the bread I just showed you. I've got some pork chorizo. It's a little past its sell-by, but it should be totally fine. Yeah, I can feel it and tell it's fine. I have some already sliced jalapenos. We're gonna dice that up a little bit finer. Same with some white onion sliced. We're gonna do that a little bit finer. And I got some tomatoes, a couple nice thick slices. And not my favorite pepper jack cheese to use. I prefer from the deli, but they didn't have it. So I have Sargento pepper jack cheese slices. We got some unsalted butter. And then this is most of a can of Chipotle's in adobo that I threw into a NutriBullet and just blended the hell out of so it's more of a smooth sauce. You'll see in the cocktail coming up, I needed like a teaspoon. So I was like, well, I don't want to just waste this. So thought I'd blend it up. We might put a little in here. We're gonna make all this chorizo. We're gonna do 3 scrambled eggs. We're not gonna use all of this chorizo. But one of the first things I wanna do is let's go ahead and get the chorizo on a plate so it'll be easier to get in the pan when the time comes. Instead of standing there squeezing it out of a tube and letting it, burn up on me. So we're just mise en placing right now. And normally I would do my chorizo in a stainless steel pan, but because we're gonna be working with eggs, I thought, well, I wanna definitely use a nonstick pan. And eventually, soon, next month or 2, I am going to try getting one of those hex-clad pans that you may have heard of and see what I think, because they are very expensive, but they're supposed to be really great and very versatile. And if I like it, we might eventually replace my whole pan setup. But if you didn't know, hex-clad is like it's the Gordon Ramsay-backed brand, and it's basically stainless steel and cast iron and non-stick all in one package that is machine washable and can handle up to 900-degree heat in the oven. So, and you can use metal utensils even though it works like non-stick. So kind of excited about that. Anyways, we got the chorizo ready to go. I have 2 ramekins here because we're gonna use one for eggs. We're gonna use one for stuff we're gonna pull out. I'm sorry, I'm starting to realize I'm gonna need a third thing, but we don't need to worry about that yet. So next thing we want to do, let's go ahead and get our onion and pepper mixture ready to go. That way we can get these going on in a pan here. So again, I just already have some sliced white onion. Throw a little extra on there. That's enough for a sandwich. And eventually, I have bought a new chef knife, and we will use that eventually. But I'm just doing the cheater method here. Just want to have some nice, chunky grilled onions in here. We might take this down a little more than I usually do. This outside guy is... There we go. So those should be good to go. What's up, sweetie?
Somebody comments I want to make that chorizo.
Oh, you should have seen the way I squeezed it out of the plastic. And let's see. How many of these jalapenos am I going to use? These are kind of thick sliced, so we're definitely going to dice those up nice. Let's just do it. Again, I ain't gonna have a use for these, and they'll be bad by the time I get home. So. And I do want this chunky. I'm not looking for a super fine dice here. You know, I mean, that's about... Yeah, maybe this guy can get chunked down just a little bit more. And this guy, you see the thick boy. And leave the seeds in because I like the heat. I would say that that's probably good. All right. Not a lot of veggie mise en place to go on. Tomatoes are just gonna go on the sandwich themselves. We'll season them up. We'll dry them out and season them up here in a minute. But this is gonna take about 10 minutes here, so I do wanna get this going. Need about half that butter. You know what? Nah, let's use all that butter. I'm gonna start on a, let's keep it on a medium heat there. Okay. And we'll start getting other things prepped up here. So I have way too many onions to leave behind, but we'll see what I do with all that. All right, tomatoes, we're gonna set you on top of that. Move over there, and we can get to that. Once that's in there, I need to move this away from the heat. Get that butter spread around the pan. All right, we'll crack eggs in a moment. Well, we don't want to crack eggs yet. No, we can go ahead and crack eggs. Once we get this on, we'll work the eggs. Yeah. Sorry, you know, I really should have taken a moment and thought this through. Order of operations real fast. Tomatoes can get done while we're dealing with... this is gonna be too much butter. Whoops. That's all right. It'll cook down nicely. Yeah, I should have probably just used half that butter. Oh well. This will be a little bit easier once we have the veggies off of here. In the meantime, I'm going to get a little chipotle chili pepper. Yeah, let's do that. So when I get some seasoning in my tomatoes, we're going to use a little salt, a little black pepper, and we're going to use some chipotle chili powder. Why not? We're going to make this smoky and hot and delicious, I hope. Hey. Oh, okay. Sorry, it sounded like kitties screeching at each other. Guess I can bring my camera angle down a little bit more. Get a little more in the action here. All right, some of that butter's starting to sizzle. That's good. unlike my cheesesteaks, we're gonna hope that I don't accidentally burn myself and throw my sandwich in the floor, because that was fun. All right, butter is melty, got a nice little sizzle. Let's get these in. Gotta be a little bit more sizzly. Yeah, let's see, what do I want to use for this? Sure. Get everything kind of coated in the butter. Actually, I need to break some of these onions up while I'm doing this. And let's actually, once I kind of get this out flat, we're gonna salt it a little bit, bring out some of the moisture. It already smells pretty good. Thought about doing some garlic in here, but I was like, yeah, it's fine. We're doing enough. Breaking up those big onion clusters when I find them. And we'll keep the heat at medium. You are gonna wanna kind of work this around, stir it every now and then, but you also wanna let it kind of caramelize in the pan occasionally. Let's get a little salt on that. Maybe a touch more. All right. We'll work this through. Looks like a pretty good pepper and onion mix here. Okay. Okay, now that we got that handled, I'll set my knife to the side. We will need that again, but maybe we need that again. I don't know, we do need that in the knife again, actually. All right, we're gonna clean that up so that we can do what next, Eric? What's next, Eric? Well, we wanna get eggs in the ramekin? Sure, let's get that out of the way. We aren't gonna scramble them yet, or whisk them yet, but let's go ahead and get them out. So when the time comes, it will be easy to do. You see me work over here? You can, good. Perfect. Hey, stop closing, carton. Stop closing. Two. And one more, please. Oh, come on, man. How you gonna be like that? Oh, careful. All right. 3 beautiful, lovely eggs. Yeah, let's put that down a little bit. We're gonna get back to giving our veggies a stir. We'll set those aside for the moment. So for me, this is less a time thing and more of an eyeball thing. It should take about 10 minutes, but we're gonna make sure we get some nice color on all of these onions. And hopefully some char on the jalapenos a little bit would be nice. I don't know that we'll really get char per se, because I definitely put a lot of butter in here. And you do want to kind of, when you're gonna leave it abandoned for a minute or two, you do want to kind of flatten everything out. You want contact with the pan so it'll happen a little faster, a little more evenly. I don't feel like you have to get it perfect because I'm not a Michelin star restaurant. Okay, next up I'm gonna start getting these tomatoes out and dried and seasoned. Take a towel. And just, look at these lovely things. Yeah, that leaves me just enough for a nice little wrap later. Two paper towels. One to down. You got a bunch of that moisture. Kind of pushing in the more fleshy parts or less fleshy parts. this out on slightly drier paper towel. Oops, that's fine. All right. Yep, onions are already shrinking up. This is probably actually enough for 2 right here, even though we're not making 2. But I like a nice oniony bite. You can see some of them are getting a little translucent, some of them are getting a little bit browned up. Hopefully more of that butter will cook off, but that's fine. It's gonna go in the ramekin eventually. Okay. Let's season these tomatoes. A little bit of salt. Oops, got a little heavy right there. A little bit of black pepper. About 1.5 grinds each. And a light dusting of chipotle chili powder. Just a little. Beautiful. By the way, look at me wearing real people pants right now. You may have noticed I went and got a haircut. So I'm and then I was ready to cook and I got everything out and oh yeah, some of these are nice and getting nice and browned up now. And then I was like, oh, I should have changed pants. And I was like, well, the cats might come for the food. And then I was like, you know what? I can wear real people pants in the house for a little while. Yeah, these are coming along nicely. Maybe another 3-4 minutes. We'll have them where we want them. But at this stage, I am gonna need to mess with them a little bit quicker here and there. Once we get the chorizo on, actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead, since those are that close. Oh, actually, we'll do it right before we put the chorizo on. We're gonna salt the eggs, and we're gonna scramble them up, whisk them up. Because I learned from a video, a guy did like a taste test about a bunch of eggs, and what he liked the best was actually salting your eggs about 10 minutes before you cook them, if you're gonna scramble. And honestly, I tried it, and I was like, that was some of the best eggs I ever made. Something about the way the chemicals work and break down things, but don't break down things, something like that. I don't remember the details. Yeah, these are real close, actually. I don't think they need much longer. Although I definitely should have used half that much butter. We may need to wipe some of this butter out of the pan carefully because it will be scorching hot. Jalapenos are softening nicely. Getting some real good color on those things. I'll go ahead and get a bun out. Of course, these are not pre-slit. I will need to slice them. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it like a sort of hot dog slice where it's not completely separated or not. I think I'll do it like I do a hot dog bun. Where's the lid to this? Oh, here it is. Put my tomatoes away. Oh yeah, we're just seconds away probably. Oh, it smells so good though. Yeah, yeah baby, yeah, oh yeah, daddy like it. Even some of the jalapenos have some nice color on them. Take that picture to make dad jealous. Jalapeno seeds are getting nice and toasted. We could probably let them go here. We'll go just a little bit longer. Oh, this is gonna be good. Actually, I might slice this bun completely open because of the tomatoes. I think it'll better distribute the tomatoes. We're kind of making a little bit of a pico here, sort of. Pico de gallo, which is essentially onions and tomato usually some cilantro. You can always skip that, and lime juice, and then usually like some kind of pepper, like a poblano or jalapeno in my case. Okay, these are starting to get a little further than I want, so we are gonna take that heat all the way down to low. Let's work on getting these out of the pan, off the heat. It's okay if a bunch of butter comes with it, because that's just gonna be inevitable. But I'm also trying to be careful here so that everything makes it into the ramekin to get reincorporated into the meat later. I'm gonna lose some of these seeds though if I don't take all that butter. Yeah, we'll just take all the butter. Actually, some of those seeds are just actually going to incorporate back in. Shit, didn't think this through. No, I need that. Honestly, I wasn't sure. Is butter like really flammable? Am I about to get a big flame? Where it's kind of down the side there. Keeping my fingers way off. Just trying to soak some of that up, because chorizo's fatty enough. All right, now, real quick, let's go ahead and get this going. Normally I do salt and pepper, but I would do the pepper later, but we're not gonna need that. That's probably enough for 1 egg. It's enough for 2 eggs. And that's a pretty good pinch for 3 eggs. And let's whisk these up so they're ready to go and they can sit for 10. Ooh, there comes the storm. Actually, I'm gonna bring that heat back up to like a medium high so the pan can be warming back up. That looks pretty good. We may give them another little whisking in a minute. Try and keep them away from hot stuff so it doesn't accidentally cook. So actually, the chorizo is going to get splattery. And I have this lovely new shirt I was wearing. Let's try to guard against that. Okay. And then let me get my other tool. I have another tool I want to use here. There we go. My meat masher. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice my bun, just so that will be ready to roll when we're ready. Right about there. Get it started. Come on. It's a very soft bread, so beautiful, beautiful slice on that. All right. We definitely got heat in that pan. Let's get the chorizo on. Start breaking it up. Nope, don't need the fan. It's pretty smoky. Don't really need to add fat because chorizo is so fatty. I think I already mentioned that. Now I'm cooking all this, but we're really only going to use about half of it on the sandwich. Oh, that smells good. Stab and twist. We get this broken up into fine bits. find some of those little flecks of leftover onion and seeds. Bring that down in for flavor. Man, I love chorizo. I will eventually figure out a proper spice blend. I know you've seen me try at least once, and I tried sort of again, even though I wasn't really going for chorizo, but at some point, we'll get there. Gonna need to kind of start cooking up a little bit. Honestly, too, like an avocado crema or something would go really good on this. But this is gonna have enough calories. When all's said and done, I think this is gonna be, let's see, if I use half this chorizo, it's about 330. The bun's 240. So, you know, 570 there. Plus 160 for 2 cheese slices. 630, 730. Eggs are gonna add 210, 740, 940. I'd say in all the butter and everything, we're probably looking at around 1,000 calorie sandwich. Which I really don't need right now, but I wanted to cook something. I know this looks a little soupy right now, but it will set up. It's just gonna take a little while. And I mean, like, you could toast your bun and everything. I thought about it, but honestly, this is such a nice soft bread. I like that texture, so. This would also make great tacos or breakfast burrito. Although then you probably want to dice your tomato up and mix that through in the very end as you're, you know, or lay some on it when all the mixture is in. Because other than tomatoes, everything else is going in here. Of course, if you don't want to do grilled onions, you know, throw some pickled red onion on there. Be a good time. Yeah, this is starting to set up a little bit. Not entirely sure I needed this at this stage, but it's what we got. Finally got my hair cut. Oh, it's Wednesday, April 29th. And it's 6:32 p.m. Just like to give you the time codes of when I'm doing things. It's coming along. I'm going to get a ramekin ready. Just so I have something to put my extra chorizo in. Cool down. It helps to clean as you go, so I'm going to put my bread away. Oh yeah, coming along nicely. I'm probably over aggravating it right now, honestly. I should probably just let it be for a bit. Alrighty. Pardon me, man. But is that the way to Chattanooga Station? getting there. Getting there, and I am getting hungry. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get some cheese ready. Get the cheese put away after that. One nice thing though about the Sargento cheese packs is they do have all the slices separated with a touch of paper, so you can actually pull a slice out easier without it all sticking together. Well, I knew the chorizo was going to get pretty splattery, so. I learned from my genius wife. Yeah, this is getting real good now. Particularly splattery in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, look at these grilled onions and peppers. Got my eggs sitting in the salt, seasoned tomatoes, nice big bread of cheese ready to go in when we're ready.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be a wee bit spicy.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely gonna be a spicy version because I also got some chipotle chili powder on the tomatoes, and we're putting some chipotle and adobo sauce in there. And honestly, I'd like to use more cheese than that, but I'm trying to keep it reasonable. Oh yeah, this chorizo is getting real close.
I guess what I just did?
Pet a cat.
Well, that was part of the process.
Trim some nails.
Yep.
Ah.
And so that means all the kitties got kitty yogurt.
Ah. Daddy's up here getting a treat. The kids were too. But Daddy now has his best favorite treat right here. Mary.
Aw.
I don't know if they can see me loving on you, but. So when this is done, we're going to take about half of this out just to set aside for whatever else later. We're going to push it to one side of the pan. Well, actually, shortly before it's done. Well, actually, once we get the meat out, then we're going to mix in our onion and pepper and a little of the adobo. Give that a second. Push it over to the side. Bring the heat down a little bit and start the scrambled eggs on the side. Give it just a second to get going. Then we'll start combining all of that. We'll melt the cheese in, and then we'll build the sandwich.
Would you like to build a sandwich?
Do you want to build a sandwich? One with chorizo and cheese. It could have grilled onions and grilled jalapenos, if you please.
You actually make it sound better than
I may have been to Disney a little bit more than you have lately. Maybe. Look at how much of all that liquid has like cooked off and absorbed in. Nice. This is still mushy. You want this a little bit crispy. Well, I want it a little bit crispy.
Because I want it. Jack, honey, this is not for you. You just had your treat.
But Daddy's treat smells better.
You just had tuna and scallops.
Nice. Jack's eating better than us. And by the way, like I said, I'm not really following any recipe here. I am just making my own way downtown, walking fast.
Faces, backs.
I don't. Something down. Do 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 do. All right, that's starting to look real good there. Starting to look real good, boss. Starting to smell real good too. Even better than it already did. Now part of me thinks I should use all this chorizo, but I really want more of an eggy balance is what I'm going for today. We'll see if I get that. Because I think I've done 3 eggs in a whole thing of chorizo before, and it was all chorizo, which is a little egg binder. At the very least, I hope to get it about 50-50, but won't be upset if it's more egg forward. Thought about going 4 eggs, decided we just go 3. And as usual, Mary likes to leave when things start beeping so they can beep forever. Nope, she's back. Well, the humidity today is the humidity I'll basically have all week in the afternoon. Just about going to be maybe like 8 degrees hotter. You know, unless the weather changes its mind. Oh, it's getting so close.
I was just thinking, oh, this would be good outside next weather. Warm, nice breeze. You hate it.
Yeah. But it would be worth it if I'm with you.
What you want to do?
No, I'll be where the AC is. I want to go where the AC is. All right. I think this is pretty much where I want it. Let's clean some of this out. We don't want to lose any. Chorizo is a delicacy.
That looks well done.
Well, I kind of like my chorizo to get a little well done, a little crispy almost. I'm going to bring this heat down to medium. Yeah, let's take some of this out.
Make a little mess.
Always do. Kind of hard not to. That's actually probably a pretty good amount right there. Back in with the onions and peppers. Kind of incorporate all that. And I need to put a little of this sauce in here. Not a ton. Give it like a nice heaping spoonful. That nice and worked in. Looking good. Quick whisk back up with the eggs. And eggs go in. Give it just a second. Got to keep working. This is only going to take a second here. Looks like I got a pretty good mixture balance rocking. Maybe still a little heavy on the non-egg parts. Those eggs are basically done. Let's get to my cheese here. Try to make it kind of sandwich shaped as best I can.
Did I leave this open?
I didn't leave it open. Probably should have a steaming lid on that. I don't remember which one it is quick enough to find it. Please be right, please be right. That is not right. Shit. Just to get that cheese melted real quick. That looks awesome. All right, let's go ahead and tomato the bottom here. Put it seasoning side down, why not? Just figured it needs, this is gonna be such a rich sandwich, it needed some acidity. Basically, as soon as that cheese looks where I want it, we'll work on getting this on the sandwich and not flopping the sandwich everywhere in the floor. Also, I did not get as even as nice of a cut as I thought I did. It's very lopsided. All right, I'm gonna take the heat off, let it do residual heat there. And I'm gonna say that's good. We'll get it, we'll get it. It's mostly getting it out of the pan. That looks pretty spectacular. Nope, nope, nope. I see you trying to escape. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Maybe up a nice spot for the photo work. Nope, that's nice. Slopping out. Okay. Maybe I should have made this more of a hot dog pocket. Okay, let's take this down so you can hear. And let's give you some close-ups. Oh, that's rain. I thought you were like doing coffee. Look at that. I think we will do a little, give me a second to take some proper photos. That looks pretty good. I think that's, yeah, that's good over there. All right, let me do the right proper slicing. This looks worthy of something Sam the cooking guy would make. Sloppy, sloppy. Let's see about doing a cheese pull. Hang on, would I be able to borrow you as a camera person for a moment?
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back. Okay, thank you, Mary, for helping here. I just have a feeling we're gonna have an amazing cheese pull. Man, now that we're actually...
So are you cutting this bad boy?
I already cut it.
Okay. Oh, okay, I can see now.
Let's get in there and give him a good look now that we're handheld. And then we're gonna get my thumbnail. We may do another one of those, but let's get in for the cheese pull. Nope, no cheese pull, but still. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's do another wide thumbnail. Oh yeah, this looks awesome. Oh shit. Didn't know it was gonna pull so much out.
Oh, that's one way to get a cheese pull.
Yeah. You don't fake things around here. Oh.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a very thin cheese pull, but you got one.
That's very good. I think maybe the bread was the wrong call because it does compete with the eggs a little. Probably better as a burrito, but still. Yeah, the flavors though. The egg is not overpowered by the chorizo. That little tomato is a nice little pop of a nice bright acidity in there. A nice little heat, nothing crazy. Onions and jalapenos come through. Definitely getting a little of that chipotle in there. Smoky. Now, the real question is, does Mary want to try a bite? It's not, I think you can handle it. I don't think you'd want to eat the whole thing.
If it's not too spicy, I will try a bite.
I'm gonna come over here and hand that off and I'll try to shoot you, try to film you doing it. Yeah, you gotta do it in that way.
You got it?
Yep. You may have to guide me because I'm just trying to get the shot. And back up a little bit so I can take a bite and not be right in your face.
Oh, there's the heat. Yeah, no, that it's not going to kill me, but that's too much for me.
What do you think about the flavors?
I don't know, because the heat is all I can taste right now.
Okay, but what about the textures?
It's a good squishy breakfast texture.
I really do. I think it would be better with pickled onions. So you'd have a much brighter pop of acidity. But this is still very good. Toasted bun might have gone better here too.
My tongue's gonna be tingly for a while.
Sorry, hon, I didn't think it was quite that bad. Maybe you got a big pepper chunk or something. All right, well, there you go. There's Eric's breakfast sandwich. Turned out pretty damn good. Not as good as the tachos I'm gonna have it for breakfast in Disney. All right, that's it. This vlog's just about done. We filmed pretty much everything else, so. All right, time to finish this and go back to work and then go party. Bye. Taste test time, Short Kings Unite. Mary's here.
Hello.
She's wearing shoes. That's what I'm telling y'all anyways. You're like, all right.
That much sole in my shoes.
No, I know. I'm just giving you poops. She's very cute and I love her. So we're gonna do a taste test. Fun story real quick before we jump into it. I went to Walmart to find a bunch of new taste test stuff and boy, I found too many. Came home with 9 tubes of Pringles and Dad came home with 5. We came home with like 2 Hershey Kisses, all kinds of stuff. Now granted, not all of those were new flavors. Some just ones we can't get anywhere else. But today we're gonna do 2 chips and we're gonna do 2 sweet things. So we're gonna do one of the Pringles and I chose one of the lesser, one of the ones she's more likely to like if they're good. So if she wants to eat them while I'm gone, since I already have some open upstairs. But today we're gonna try dill pickle Pringles.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now, I'm not sure how uncommon these are. I know they're not a standard flavor for them. I also know that, again, I like to think Pringles, all their standard flavors are always disappointing. It's their specialty flavors that tend to be very good.
See, I like the salt and vinegar.
You like salt and vinegar Pringles? Because that's what I was about to say is I don't like salt and vinegar Pringles at all. I love salt and vinegar chips, but the Pringles ones just do not work for me.
I like them, but I have to be careful how many I eat because they will tear it in my mouth.
There is that. Now you give me some Lay's salt and vinegar and you gotta take that bag away from me. Oh, that gives me an idea. Anyway, so we're gonna try the dill pickle. We'll see how it goes. Maybe she'll like them and I won't. And then I can be like, here, eat them all. Because we don't need to diet. Oh, that definitely smells like dill though.
Yeah.
And of course, there's no real super visual seasoning on it.
Not much seasoning at all.
Well, it's coming on the back, I think.
Yeah, on the very, very back of it.
Oh, those are actually pretty good.
Now, the thing about Pringles is that the seasoning seems to be mostly on the side that's more awkward to eat. Because if I want the seasoning on the curved side so you can just put it on your tongue.
That's what I just did. I think it is this time. Oh, yeah. Those are actually very good. Yeah.
I'm still only barely getting any taste.
Well, you also just ate a bunch of pad thai, so I don't know how. I haven't eaten today, so my palate's pretty fresh, other than a few pieces of fruit for breakfast.
It's alright.
I actually quite like them.
They're okay. Nothing really right home for me.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I don't know that I would buy them again. Like, I'm not super, because there's so many other Pringles I really like the Hot Ones Verde is still my favorite. But that and the Hot Honey, that's actually what I have upstairs right now. I love the Hot Honey ones. Now we're gonna do a chip. I don't know if Mary will be able to eat or not. We're gonna find out. We got a brand new Lay's. As soon as I saw this in the store, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Thai style red chili. So it does say, spiced, and we've got chilies and savory and refreshing. And the boys got the zoomies.
Boys come watching try and make this sharp turn on the hardwood.
They look very spiced, but they also just smell like potato chips.
Yeah, I don't get much smell of them from all, really.
Interesting. But I mean, like I said, they actually look like they've got a pretty good amount of spice on them. Oh, seasoning.
Jack, did you not just run downstairs?
He ran back up and he's trying to be cameraman. He's like, oh God, I forgot I got to operate the camera. See, he's popping his head up like, oh, okay, there it is.
Hi, Jack.
I don't know how I feel about these.
Okay, first of all, are you getting any heat?
No,
Are you getting any flavor?
I'm not sure. A little something. I think you'd be okay to try one and then see how you feel.
All right.
You might get some heat out of it. I'm not really getting anything. Guess I'm getting just a tiny build of a heat after a few chips.
Yeah, I'm barely getting anything.
Yeah, same here. Well, that's kind of disappointing. Like I said, I'm getting a tiny little bit of build up of heat in the back, but I'm not really getting much flavor at all. And I love curries. I had an amazing chicken curry at a Szechuan place the other day.
Yeah, no.
It's disappointing.
It's
It's not bad because it's a potato chip, but
did they forget to use the actual flavoring?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's all there. I'm just shocked how little is actually there. Oh, hey, we bought new chip clips.
I thought they were worth keeping.
What?
Those.
Yeah, they're potato chips. I'll still eat them. I don't want to throw away food right now, especially in this era. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, good job.
We'll need those after this, I assume.
Yeah.
All right, so I found a couple new Hershey's Kisses, which, honestly, let's be real. I think most of the specialty Hershey's Kisses we've tried have been duds.
There might be one or two that are okay, but
Yeah, I was gonna
can't
say.
tell you what they were off the top of my head.
I think there was like a pumpkin spice one or something that was pretty good, and I feel like there was one other, but a lot of them just been like, meh.
Yeah.
These, if they're like what they look like, could be very good. Rainbow brownie.
The question is, how will they compare to the M&M brownie?
Oh, the brownie M&M, yeah.
I really like those.
Yeah. Now, if this has some cakiness in it, it should be pretty good. Now, I don't know about the rainbow sprinkles. I'm not much of a sprinkle guy. But, you know, brownies are that's probably my biggest weakness as a candy. I mean, as a dessert. Not that I like a lot of desserts, but brownies are hard for me to say no to. Some cute little wrappings.
Let's see.
I don't know if I'm... Oh, she's going to try doing the biting.
Okay.
You can kind of see some sprinkle pattern on here, too.
Let's start. It doesn't look cakey or like a cakey fudge like it does in the picture. I can tell that there is some sprinkles in there.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm getting a little crispy. I actually kind of like it. Oh, and I'm definitely getting that brownie flavor. That sort of deeper, cakey chocolate. Not necessarily the texture. The texture is different. It's almost that
I
texture.
think it's more of a fudge filling than a brownie filling.
Yeah, it's like a brownie flavored fudge. I'm gonna do one more. You want one more?
Not right now.
Okay. I just gotta be sure. I gotta get the flavor on both sides of my mouth. It'll still be a while before I get dinner. Yeah, actually, I like the pop of the sprinkles. And that deep brownie flavor.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think...
They could be dangerous.
Yeah. For me, yeah. Definitely leave the bag down here and only take like 2 upstairs or something. Yeah, because actually I really like those. Would I go out of my way to get them again? I don't know that I would actively go and be like, I must get more of those. But if I happen to be where they are and I see them, I might pick up another bag. I think that's kind of where I am with it. It's very good, but also I don't need to be buying that much of this stuff. I mean, definitely gonna get back to working on that after this trip because Jesus. Okay, One more thing.
One more thing. One more thing.
Now, it's an ice cream. It's a brand I love, but I've never had their ice cream, but I've been curious. And Mary is like, it's on sale if you want to get some. And I'm like, well, okay, now's the time.
It was on sale and there was a coupon.
Yeah, so we got two. One's a limited edition. We'll take a look at that later. I don't know, it was like the last one they had too, but this one sounds pretty good. So you know I love their butter, and for some reason Kroger doesn't stock it anymore. I should have checked Walmart while I was there. You know I love their cheese, their melty cheese, their block cheese. But now, we're gonna try Tillamook ice cream. And we got chocolate hazelnut. Yeah.
It says collector's edition on there? On the front?
Does it?
On the front?
Chocolate
On the-
collection. It says it on the top too.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate collection. So it's part of their chocolat collection. We set this out for a few minutes so it wouldn't be rock hard like me. Oh, they have a plastic top.
Oh.
You don't really see that in ice creams.
I don't know how Haagen-Dazs does. I think the higher end ice creams do.
And what are you saying about the ice creams I tend to eat? Not really much to show you back in the bucket.
It looks like chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get a spoon over here. Ooh, yeah, we got it. Okay, that's pretty nice and soft on top. Yeah, you're not really gonna get a lot of visual out of this. Try to turn it where you can kind of see the hazelnut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soft and creamy.
Hazelnut chunks are a decent size when you find them. I hear you.
That is a good ice cream. It's very creamy. Like it's just super smooth. I mean, ice cream is usually pretty smooth, but that just feels a little more delicately smooth. I like the hazelnuts in there.
It's a good chocolate.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say this is mind-blowing. It's very good. Use this on like a hot brownie as a sundae. All right, one more spoonful. Then I actually have to go see what's happened in my car and go get some groceries so I can come home and do the cooking segment you've already seen. I think I'm going like the other one we have more. You'll see in a couple weeks, but
Well, one of the reasons why I chose this one is that if I get into eating ice cream while you're gone, then I didn't figure you'd miss this one.
between the two, I think you're right. I think I'm going to want more of the other one, even though I do very much like this. But also, I try not to eat that much ice cream.
Meanwhile, it's getting in the summertime. It's like, oh, if I have the calories, I will.
Yeah.
Of course, I still have an ice cream cake to finish going through.
Yeah, birthday cake. All right, well, there you go. That is the taste test. I got to go do things. I'm having fun in Disney right now. I hope you are too. I mean, having fun. Maybe in Disney. Oh, spoon? You can talk out loud. That's fine. All right. Bye. Okay, let's do a little travel update. It's very late. Bear with me. I'm going to rush through this. Mary's trying to go to bed, so hopefully I shut up before she does. Okay. Friday, May 2nd, we check in to All-Star Movies. Got a huge deal on that. We're going to start our day in Epcot. Hopefully my room is ready ahead of time. If not, I'm taking a midday break back in my room. I have nothing planned when we start at Epcot except some food from Flower and Garden. And then we'll either go back to the room or not. We'll get set up. I think I'm going to do a Kroger order between 3 and 4 p.m. So we'll probably go back no matter what. And then we're going to head over to Hollywood. I have a Muppet Vision 3D Lightning Lane that starts at 3:40 p.m. Maybe I'll skip it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad at 4:25 p.m. And then a Mama Melrose dinner. My next to last ever eating there at 5:10. Hopefully we'll keep it light. 1 pizza, 1 drink maybe. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we have Star Tours at 6:20 Lightning Lane. Rise of Resistance 6:25. Hopefully we'll hit that single rider's line at Smuggler's Run. And we're building a lightsaber at 7:25. This is not the new lightsabers. It's just a lightsaber in case they had changed anything. And then we have an Oga's at 8:15. I believe they're open till 10, so I'll have an hour afterwards. Hi, Hitty Bit. I thought we were closing at 9 when I booked all that, considering moving Oga's. Saturday, May 3rd, I think we're starting in Disney Springs. We're going to do some daytime Disney Springs, maybe some poutine or something. A little shopping, a little look around, see what it looks like in the daylight. And then we're going to head to Magic Kingdom later that night because they are open late. Not extended hours, not deluxe resort extended hours, not after hours. They're open late, which is why I was able to get Lightning Lanes so late because they will work. They're open till 11 p.m. We got an Under the Sea Little Mermaid at 7 p.m., Peter Pan at 8:05 p.m., and a Haunted Mansion at 10 p.m. So that'll be fun. And then, of course, we hit Sunday, May 4th, the big Star Wars day, where we have a lot of stuff booked. I got a Star Tours at 11:45 a.m. because I'm being reasonable about when I might actually get over there. We got our first Ogas at 12:45 p.m., a Smuggler's Run at 2:10 p.m., another Oga's at 3:30 p.m. We're doing a Capture Your Moment personal photographer, one 20-minute session this time, not a 40-minute session. And that starts at 4:30 p.m. Rise of Resistance at 5:30 p.m. And then another Lightsaber, the pirate one, part 1, at 7:05 p.m. And then we have an Oga's at 7:45 p.m. and wrapping up with a droid build at 8:40, getting out of there around 9. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We are starting in Epcot. I currently have a San Angel in lunch. This is where we ate last time, 12:30 p.m. Because I want to start with some tequila. I'm not drinking around the world, but it being Cinco de Mayo, I definitely am going to hold on to that. Might get some chilaquiles again or try something new. We'll see. And then I have a La Hacienda de San Angel dinner at 4:30 p.m. We haven't been there. That's the fancier one. I have another one of these later, so I might cancel that because then we're going to head over to Magic Kingdom, probably via the monorail, and we have a fireworks pre-party at 7:30 p.m. Because why not? We haven't done one of those in a while. And this is May 5th, so we have a Magic Kingdom after hours, which means if I'm drinking like that, I'm probably not eating the free ice creams, but I should be able to ride some of these awesome rides, no problem. No lightning lanes that day. The one day I didn't buy any. Tuesday, May 6th, we're starting off in Animal Kingdom. We're going to take a short day. We want to check on the construction. Hopefully we'll go see Nemo. I don't know if I'll do anything else because I kind of screwed up and forgot to buy lightning lanes for that and already bought it for where we go next, and I can't change that. If I had started in Animal Kingdom, once I clicked in on one in Animal Kingdom, I could have then started booking for the next park, but I wouldn't have got what I wanted in the next park. However, though, in Animal Kingdom, I was able to book an Avatar Flight of Passage because it was a single lightning lane for 2:05 p.m. We're hoping to get out of there at 4 or 4:30 p.m. And, maybe I'll get on the river journey. Maybe I'll do the standby. I don't know. But I hope to eat at one of the quick services I haven't eaten, or maybe Flame Tree Barbecue, because some of that food sounds really good. Then we're going to actually head through Hollywood, which was not the original plan, but I have a reason. And I did get lightning lanes there. I got an Aliens Swirling Saucers, which we haven't done, in Toy Story Land at 4:40 p.m., which I may skip. We'll see. Mickey Minnie Runaway Railroad at 5:20 p.m., Star Tours at 6 p.m., and the reason I wanted to go back was to build the other Pirate Saber, assuming they don't run out 2 days later. I would think they wouldn't, but we'll see, at 6:25 p.m. Hopefully we get out of there about 7:30, because we have a Rise, 6:25 p.m. Rise of Resistance. Get out of there about 7:30, take a quick break in the room, and then we head down to Disney Springs for 2-3 hours at night. Try some other street food, like the quick service version of Morimoto or Aleo. Sound really good, so maybe we'll get to those. We'll see. Wednesday, May 7th. Now this is a resort change day, so I have to check out of All-Star Movies because I couldn't extend it by the time I decided to extend my trip, especially not on that insane deep discount rate. But it actually worked out that I'm checking into Beach Club, so we'll see how this goes. The plan is, get up, check out, take all my stuff. Even though Disney should deliver all my bags over to Beach Club, I might do it myself because we're going to go to Epcot in the first part of this day. And, we'll be at Beach Club. So it's walking in, walking out of Epcot. No problem. You've seen this before. And then we're going to head over eventually to, hopefully my room's early because I just realized when this dinner reservation is. We're going to take the monorail, I assume, over to Magic Kingdom for the rest of the night on Wednesday, May 7th, because they have deluxe extended hours. So I got to be there till 11 because now I'm in a deluxe resort at Beach Club. That's where it paid off. For the Plaza Restaurant dinner, we've never had that, at 4 p.m. We have another fireworks party at 7:30 p.m. because that day, that's right. Oh, I remember how this works. No, the 4 p.m. dinner is not a problem. Now I remember how my day works. We're literally walking through Epcot to the monorail to save the $50 fee. Whether my room is ready, hopefully my room is ready to check in when I transfer. It'll be a lot easier. Otherwise, I'm going to be checking into my room very late. I will try to let them know because we bought the premier Lightning Lane for Magic Kingdom. So we want to spend about an hour in Epcot walking through and then getting to the monorail, hitting up the plaza at 4 so we can not just have some cool food, but drinks because they have a key lime milkshake, which is not an alcoholic drink, but I really want a key lime milkshake. But also figure get a couple of drinks, try to enjoy the premier premium pass on some alcohol this time since we were completely sober last time. I had a good blast with it. And then we have the fireworks party at 7:30 to continue that since I will be there because it is an after hours. The premium pass will stop, I assume, about 9 o'clock. And we'll find out. We'll tell you in the videos. And, so that'll keep me going through the rest of the night. And then we can see all the cool after hours stuff and ride Haunted Mansion a whole hell of a lot. And then May 8th, this is the reason I extended my trip this time, is we're going to spend the entire day in Epcot because it is an Epcot after hours party, which we've never done, which means I am completely wrong about Magic Kingdom being after hours on the 7th. It's after hours on the 5th. So is 7th? Oh, 7th is extended hours for Deluxe Resort. That's what it was. I think I actually said that right. So that makes sense. So we'll still, everything else I said applies. Thursday 8th, Epcot, all day. We did get Magic. We did not do premium because Epcot, it's, of all the things I want to ride, considering single rider and how easy those rides are to get on, regular Lightning Lane works. So we have a Frozen Ever After at 1:40 p.m. We're finally going to eat at the beer garden with the polka band and the German buffet at 2:30 p.m. We got the Seas with Nemo and Friends Lightning Lane at 5:20, Journey with Figment at 6 p.m. There's also a single rider line for Soarin', so I may try that. And we're definitely going to La Hacienda de San Angel dinner at 7:45. The other one is the one I might cancel, but I definitely want to go there. And then we hang out there till 1 in the morning. We see what the Epcot after hours is like, and we can walk right back to my room. No ride required. Unfortunately, we have to check out the next morning. So we're going to check out by 11 or so on Friday, May 9th. And of course, as always, we're going to end in Hollywood Studios, but with a little bonus. Of course, this is the last time ever Muppets Courtyard will be there for me. It's open, I think, until June, somewhere in June. I can't remember where, but some things start closing. I'll get to that in a second. Muppet Vision 3D Lightning Lane at 11 a.m., which, I'm not going to be there at 11 a.m., but I should be there within time because, again, you don't just have... You can go 5 minutes early. That seems to be hard and fast. They tell you have a 15-minute grace window on your Lightning Lanes, but the truth is, currently, as of this filming, could change, you have an hour and 59 minutes, and you're still good. So anyways, Muppet Vision 3D at 11 a.m., Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad 11:40 a.m., and we go to our last time at Mama Melrose's restaurant, which we loved last trip, 12:20 p.m., and they close the day after. They're open, this is May 9th, they're open May 10th, and then they close forever. Don't know if they're coming back, but that hot honey ricotta prosciutto pizza is insanely good. We have a Star Tours at 1:40 p.m. and Oga's at 2:45 and a Rise of Resistance 3:40, so we can get out of that park about 4:20, get back to the room, do all the things. Somewhere in there, we would love to hit Pizza Rizzo. We have to, even though the food's not great, because it'll be our last attempt. And then maybe Baseline, but Baseline and Hollywood may have to wait a little bit longer. So that's pretty much the plan for this upcoming trip. I will see you there. None of that shit. We're talking Andor. Star Wars Andor. Now.
So what is the theme for Andor? Because they change it every episode.
Oh, God. Until you ask me, I could do it. Because it's kind of on the tip of my tongue. And it's that slow build. I can't now. I got all the other Star Wars music in my head. But I could. Like, it was in there. It's the thing, right? It was there until the second you asked me. And then I'm like, Yeah, no, I can. But it is kind of an iconic theme. It's like a 2 or 3 note. It's probably a 3-note theme, but.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll do a quick non-spoiler, and then we'll give you a good warning because we got to talk some spoilers on this. Andor, it's not for everybody. It is definitely the more cerebral, slower, quieter, but still spectacular in general Star Wars show. It is the darkest of the Star Wars shows, which I will hint at. I think maybe it went a little too far, but I have more nuance than the internet discussion and my thoughts on it, so we'll get to that. I don't have the same opinions everybody else has. And on rewatch, I don't feel as strongly. But we'll come to that. So it's the first 3 episodes of season 2. I do think it's a little bit slower, a little bit quieter, but some spectacular stuff happening there. Particularly the Mon Mothma side of things. So much subtlety in the performances and the characterizations as well. But yeah, so obviously I love it. The location designs, there's heartbreak, there's tragedy. It feels very real, even if occasionally maybe it went a little too earthly real world for me, but you know, we'll come around to that in spoilers. Overall, I loved it. Really looking for next season. Rewatching season 1 was spectacular too. Like I was just even more engaged. It's one of those shows, the more I watch it, the more I love it. So I have a feeling it's going to be that way with season 2. What did you think of the first 3? Just non-spoiler real quick, general.
I just love the fact that I think they spent at least a quarter of their budget on costuming.
The Mon Mothma stuff was spectacular. But you enjoyed it? Good start to the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it, yes.
Okay, so spoilers are coming up. I'll give you a second to click out or use the descriptions. Just click ahead to the next segment or the red timeline because we have to talk spoilers. We aren't going to go too deep into it, but we are going to talk about like the big thing in the room. We'll get to that. So here's your warning. Spoilers. Spoilers. You're jumping over the couch. Oh, you tripped over your cat. Okay, spoilers. You're picking yourself back up. Oh, you've spilled your drink, but you got to hit pause first. Spoilers. You're almost there. Make that big reach, and you hit pause. That's your spoiler warning.
So then the aliens invaded.
Yeah, man, that was wild. There were aliens in Star Wars. Not that many, but yeah. So let's do the easy part first. Mon Mothma wedding stuff. Every bit of this was spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular. Some of these character names I'm still not 100% with, so you have to bear with me because they're great names, but I've got all the Star Wars Outlaws names running through my brain right now because I'm about to finish the story on that. But yeah, so many online people miss the point, you know, like the media literacy is dead, folks. Miss the point of like Mon Mothma dancing at the end. But other than that was so cool when she realized how deep in she is, even deeper. She thought she was deep, but it's even more deep.
Broke.
Yeah, she broke
hard.
Yeah, because like Tay, her childhood friend, that betrayal and just the subtlety and realism of that betrayal is just heartbreaking and wonderful. But
the thing is, she kind of put him into that position.
Yeah, but I don't think that she so much put him into that position. I think she thought he was stronger-willed and had more, what's the word I'm looking for? He was more with the cause. She overestimated how with the cause he was. Because he came to her in season 1, like, you know, before he even knew she was doing anything. Yeah. He's like, my politics may be a little strong for your liking, hinting that he was very anti-empire into the rebellion and all this stuff. So that turn that it's like, well, everybody else is getting rich off of this and my life's falling apart, so now I want more money. Like that turn on him, that's what broke her and was spectacular, I thought.
But I think he was doing it more for her than for the cause.
I think that also becomes...
so totally into her.
Well, I think that became more apparent. That's another one of the many onion layers of the subtlety as to what's going on here.
Everybody else is going, what do you mean you two aren't dating?
Right? But also...
Even her husband's like, what do you mean you two aren't dating?
And I know, especially as a woman, but also I know your experiences in life, you can relate to this. Like, you don't see that intention in your male friends a lot of the times until it's like, oh, wait, what? Oh, whoa, no, I wasn't going there. I thought you were just being my friend. Yeah, so again, I was saying, the realism of that level, too. Like, you're right.
That kind of hangout.
Right, like, because when he first started in season 1, I didn't necessarily have that vibe about him. And then I still didn't totally get it because I was in there, I was with them. I was like, oh, no, they're just really good friends and people. But yeah, with this reveal of it, it's like, oh, God, he was just after trying to get it all along. And, you know, so... And like that his wife left him and all of that. So that stuff is spectacular. And the ending of that, when, now see, I cannot remember these two characters' names.
I want to say Sasha, but I don't think
that doesn't sound right. But when Mon's sister, and she finally sees her lover as pretending to be, you know, her lover, the nurse, trying to be... let me finish my thought. We'll bring that up. The driver, and you know what's going to happen to Tay. Mm-hmm. Now I say the nurse because Mary put 2 and 2 together, and I didn't. But the nurse...
I was like, is that Belinda?
Belinda? Depending on who says her name. From Doctor Who. She's the current companion on Doctor Who. And I was like, I mean, now that you mention it, I can see it. But what a transformation and wonderful opposite performances from that actress, from that actor. So that was great too. But just seeing Chandrilla and the Chandrillan customs and like the costume design, like you were talking about, phenomenal.
Heavily Japanese influence.
Yeah, well, she gets more of that than I think. It feels a little more space. It feels like vintage Star Wars to me, which was heavily Japanese influenced. Yes. But the daughter in her wedding gown, I was getting pure original New Hope, Princess Leia vibes, like just like the lighting and the quality of the film stock and the choice of grain and, you know, saturation and contrast and all that, and like just her appearance really felt incredibly Star Wars. I love early on Chandrilla, like that whole walk around of the whole thing, that, you know, it's like all in one shot for like 2 or 3 minutes, and she's like walking around. The surprise of Luthen showing up because the gangster guy brought him in. I mean, all that stuff, so good. The Mon Mothma stuff was great. And then the music, I do have to bring up the song at the end, and the crowd is chanting, I may mispronounce this, but Niamos, you know what, it just got brought up in my game in this last hour I was playing. I was like, oh, that's Space Miami. What's the planet Cassian Andor got arrested on? Cassie Andover. What's the planet Cassian Andor got arrested on? Here we go. It's like Niamos. Well, that song at the big wedding reception, the crowd every now and then goes, Niamos. So somebody said, and it was like a pleasure resort planet. So they're like, oh, there was a tweet online that killed me because it's like, oh, so that means that's like Miami. There's a space Miami, which means there's a space pit bull running around in Star Wars.
I do remember calling that place Space Miami last season.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to move on to the other stuff because I promised we'd keep it around 10.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay. The Andor and the TIE fighter stuff, chef's kiss. Beautiful. The Andor and the small Rebels cell, beautiful. And a lot of people get hung up on the basically rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. But it's what the point of this is Andor realizing there's so many people willing to fight, so many people capable of fighting, but when they don't have a strong leadership unifying them, which is going to become a point over this season, that it's just chaos and they'll never survive because they'll keep fighting each other.
I really want to make the joke that of Cassian when he first tries to steal the ship and it goes horribly wrong. Is to be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have fudged about how well I can actually fly one of these.
But of course,
but then it turns out it's like, oh no, this is really just a completely new setup.
Yeah, like this was not supposed to be this ship. But I thought that was all really cool and seeing an Imperial test facility because we've done that in like Rebels and stuff. But live action of that was great. And I just thought all that was so cool. Like the beast in the forest, all that stuff worked really, really well.
And it turned out that those guys are like the survivors of the one rebel sect that they basically sacrificed because they couldn't.
Was that the Anton Krieger sect? I didn't catch that. Is that what you're talking about?
I think that's what Andor said. He's like, wait a minute, you're from that group?
Well, no, he was saying we've been supplying you along the way.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that was the Anton Krieger. I think this is just another group that they've been stopping on. Spoilers, what turns out to be Yavin 4. So now, we know Andor's going to be like, I think I know a place.
They had limped back there because they were the only survivors of something.
Yeah, something went down because they talked about their leader was murdered again. And that's who Andor knew. He knew the leader because he'd been dealing with her to do trade as they made stops along that way. I mean, again, you really got to pay attention to these things, and you do. But I mean, you really got to pay attention to these things to follow that. So, but that was all really cool, and the reveal that it was Yavin. Top notch. All right, let's get into one other segment because I am trying to keep it tight for her and I need to rant a little bit. Not rant, but...
the farm plant?
Yeah, so now we have, I cannot think of what, Nemo 1, something like that. But I keep wanting to call him Brazos because of Only Murders in the Building, but Brasso. I love Brasso. R.I.P. Brasso. I love the kid of the shop owner growing up, having this relationship. All that stuff looked beautiful. And of course, Bix. Fantastic as well. Who is... No, I was about to make a wrong statement, I think, because I'm confusing two thoughts I learned. Anyways, all that stuff was great. The illegal aliens kind of stuff, great. That feels like perfectly appropriate for Star Wars. The checking papers, all that stuff, perfectly appropriate for Star Wars. But then we get to the very end. And when I first saw this, it bothered me because it took me out of the show. I was like absorbed. I was in there. And please, before you get into the comments, let me get my explanation out so you understand I'm coming from, a certain place with this that I don't hear online. I've never wanted R-rated Star Wars. I don't mind that they really push a PG-13 on occasion, and Andor does that. I think once you go rape, you cross the toe into R rating. Now, even having that, because we've had sex trafficking and stuff implied and all of that, sex itself in Star Wars has never really been a thing. Certainly not a surface level thing. Sure, there's lots of context about slaves, and you think they're sex slaves, and there's lots of little things here, but they
and
never
people eventually have kids.
Yeah, exactly. But there's never been overtly, like, there's never been a lovemaking scene. There's never been talking about, no one's like, oh, she's so sexy. Like, maybe there's like a fleeting line in a book I don't know about, but in general, Star Wars has been fairly sexless. It can be sexy, it can be romantic, but I wouldn't even say it's sexy. I think that's just on us. Like, you grew up as a kid.
Sand.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly moments of romance and sensuality in that regard. But so for basically the first sex scene ever in Star Wars to be an attempted rape is a little off-putting. And I don't even have a problem with that per se. Personally, I think I would have liked to have seen them show a little less in the room, although I'm fine with what they showed, and have it play more off the driver coming around and hearing the thoughts. So as viewers, you can assign as much horror.
Thoughts?
I mean, having thoughts from what he's hearing.
Okay.
So as viewers, you're assigning it as horrible, as much of a horrible thing happening as not. My biggest complaint with it is her using the word rape, and that's just, I get the reason to do that and why that can be important to some people. I also get that a lot of people have a valid complaint that maybe there should have been a trigger warning, but at the same time, me who is not, it's easy for me to say who is not triggered by things like this, that trigger warnings are kind of spoilers. But I think I wish she'd almost just tried to stammer, like, she's trying to say something like that, but she doesn't get the actual word out, because that's when it just popped me out as like, because even leading up to that, I was like, we're not doing this. Or I was, oh, we are doing. Then, oh, she said that. And, because it took me out of, I was so immersed. And that was my problem with it. And like I said, it comes down to the fact that Star Wars, it's not like, oh, I want an R-rated Star Wars. Oh, no, they gave me R-rated Star Wars. I'm not one of those people. I don't disagree with theory that Vader would not approve, but only in the sense that if Vader was there and saw a lieutenant or whatever doing that, he would strike that guy down because this serves no purpose to furthering the greater good of the Empire. But then he'd also take Bix out too, because you're an enemy of the Empire. I'm not trying to say Vader's any kind of moral compass.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. I'm sorry.
As a woman?
Yes, but I just felt like I needed to be very specific in my thoughts on it.
In all honesty, if you hadn't told me, there's a thing that took me out of it, and I wonder if you'll guess what it is. If you hadn't said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, that looks par for the course.
And in all fairness, I didn't say, I bet you won't guess what it is.
I said, you'll wonder if you...
No, I said, I'm excited, I'm anxious to know what you think about something, because
The thing is, if you hadn't said any of that,
yes.
or anything along those lines...
I was just clarifying for them.
I would watch the episode, that scene would have happened, I was like, Empire, yeah, that sounds par for the course.
And it does, and it makes sense.
I really wouldn't have given it a second thought.
And it makes sense, and that's all part of history. That's why I'm saying, don't lump me in that group. Like, that makes sense that this is going on and would be going on. Because I don't see many other people. I finally found a few people bringing this up too. It's like, for me, what took me out was that Star Wars has essentially been fairly sexless.
See,
unless you want to assign those meanings to some things.
None of that would even remotely cross my
Yeah,
mind.
but like I said, you're also more of a Trek person than Star Wars, even if you like Star Wars. And, and you're not as deeply into the Star Wars existence as I am when I watch those shows.
Yeah, I know so much.
Which, and also you do pay better attention. But also too, this is why Star Wars is the one thing I watch on my own before I watch it with her.
But yeah, I was just like, it's like, it would not have registered with me at all the same way it did with you.
Yeah, and like I said, for me, it mostly comes from Star Wars being so sexless. And to clarify, on second watch, I was not as taken aback or bothered by it. And that's the last thought.
There's one more thing that we haven't covered.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to.
And,
oh my God! Yes. Okay. So.
Speed round.
All right. Well, let me just finish that up then. So please, you don't gotta disagree with me. You don't gotta agree with me. If you have a nuanced take on it, sure, I'd love to hear it. Just don't parrot internet stuff. I'm going to ignore that and understand that that's the place I'm coming from, just from my own personal experience with Star Wars. But I'm okay with it. I'm not like online complaining about it. But yes, Deidre and Cyril.
Not a whole lot with them, but what we got was fantastic.
Absolutely, and it feels weird to be shipping fascists, but
first
here we
of all,
are.
Deidre becoming part of the.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to Krennic. Fuck. Okay, Krennic. Chef's fucking kiss. The whole Gorman and Spider. Yeah, Gorman and Gorman spiders and coating lenses. Gee, I wonder what that's for. Mm-hmm. The fact that Deidre and is recognized by Kendrick as being probably one of the smartest ones in the room. They're like,
call him Kendrick.
Did I say Kendrick? Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know who I mean. You know what I'm saying, because we're trying to speed round it. That he knows, like, she's smarter than everybody else in there, basically. And the fact that then it's revealed that she doesn't want to do this. Like, she is good, but even she feels like she's going too far.
Yeah.
And then being like, you know, you basically got to use the rebel type thing against themselves. And it's like, oh, that is diabolically genius.
Yeah.
And very realistic as well to our world. I do worry they get too close to our world in the portrayal sometimes, because it is still Star Wars. You know, but it is supposed to be a fairy tale, a fantasy, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You know,
The history, it echoes, it repeats.
yes, but also people need to remember that Star Wars is not hard science fiction. Star Wars is space fantasy. So I get a little worried when he dips a little too. Gilroy dips a little too far into the hard sci-fi.
But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to see how, because we kind of know how things turn out, but we don't know how things turn out with her, with all that. So that's where that tension is going to be.
Yeah.
And then we find out she's living with
Cyril. All my predictions there are wrong, but my God, I love what we're doing. And the dressing down of Cyril's mom.
Yes, it's just like she was kind of VIP that episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it feels weird that we're shipping fascists, but here we are. Also, you may not know this, but that frustrated laying on the bed that Cyril did when he had to walk away from dinner for a minute, and he's just laying there like he's just broken and given up on the world. Apparently that was improv, so that was his choice to do that. And it's become like one of the most popular things right now. But yeah, so I think because your ice cream cake, we should wrap it. But is that feel?
Yeah. That's
I feel like we gave you a pretty good thoughts. And again, you know, don't hate me because I didn't love that moment, but I'm feeling better about it. We're going. All right, bye. More vlog. Hey everybody, we're finally here to open some things I've wanted to open for a long time. If you pay attention to the Disney vlogs, I've had to wait till all of them come out so we can get to these. I'm very excited about them. These two things belong in the same series. This is different, but we're gonna do all three right here. So let's start with the Star Wars. We got the die-cast Starspeeder 1000 from Star Tours. This is the ship you board in Star Tours, which, yes, if you've seen the concept art or videos of the upcoming changes to Smuggler's Run, you do see one of these on Coruscant. So I'm pretty excited. And it's got some hefty to it. Mary is here, by the way.
Hello.
Do you want to, I would like you to participate, please.
Well,
Hefty cinch sack.
That is hefty.
Because it's die-cast.
Yes, it is.
I love Star Tours. I liked it a lot more. And then I found out that it's like, oh, I have seen every iteration so far.
I keep seeing pretty much the same one every time.
There's not as many iterations as I had hoped. I kept thinking, I thought they made stuff for Andor and for Mando, but they didn't, other than the hologram talking to you on the ship. So that makes a difference. But it is a good time. I do enjoy that ride. But now that I know I've seen everything there is to see so many times, they really do need to add a little more variety to it. I think it's fine for normal people, but for somebody like me that can, especially on those party nights, ride this sucker like 10 times in one day, I could use a little more variety.
And how many times have you been the spy?
Once. And it was on one of those nights when it was like a late night thing, and there were like 20 people in the whole place on various ships, and I think I had 3 other people in my ship. But it was very fun. Apparently, if you are mugging it up, you're less likely to be the spy. They do like to pick people that aren't going to expect it. That's something new I've learned. So it's like, well, that's probably been part of my problem, is I like to pose. Got the Starspeeder background. You do get a nice little stand here.
So just a board and...
Or like talk to somebody if you have friends. I don't have friends. That's why I go alone. I mean, I'm joking, of course, but... That's interesting. That pops out just a tiny, tiny bit. This one does too. I don't think that's necessarily meant to be a play feature. I just think that's how they're made.
Well, it's landing gears, yeah?
Wait, this does have a... Oh, that has a little spot for the cannon to come out. Or is that... Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know it had any kind of actual articulation. Now I'm kind of curious about the rest of it. Yeah, I think that's just the laser turret. I'm sorry, Mary. What did you ask me? There's a little bit of rubber on here, too, some of these cannons.
I don't think I asked you anything. I think
landing gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like if that was supposed to be actually intended to do that, it would have a little more distance than just that. It is basically one chunk, except you can open that port for whatever reason you want to open that port. Honestly, I wanted this just because I thought it would be a really cool desk accessory. How the hell does the stand... Oh, I see. What? Do I see? How does this stand go together? Oh, I see it now. There's a hole right there. Does it go like that? Probably goes like that. That feels accurate. And where does this plug in? Ah, right there. Those two holes. And now you have the Star Speeder 1000.
And it can be angled?
No. No, it's pretty much just what it is.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. It's fairly inexpensive thing for a die cast. And I debated about getting this for ages and ages and ages. And I'm like, yeah, I love Star Tours. I want this sucker on my desk. And now it's going to live there forever and ever and ever.
Until the heat death of the universe.
Exactly. Now, the next thing I'm excited about is these Skyliners. Now, I love the Skyliner. It was a little scary the first time I took one. What was your first experience? You're less afraid of heights and rides. So.
Oh, no. I was kind of like, this is cool.
Now, I'm not like terribly against heights or rides, and now I'm just total old pro about it. Pro tip, now granted, I have been lucky not to get screwed over, but weather can screw you over. Things can happen, where you may get stuck up there longer than you want. And as long as they're moving, you get a nice breeze if you have the windows open, which you're allowed to open by yourself if they're closed. But so far, I've had really good luck with it. I don't think I've ever experienced them being shut down, which bad weather will do. Now, there are some resorts that have Skyliner access. Of course, if you're in Beach Club, it's the closest to the Epcot back entrance Skyliner stop. Or, of course, Boardwalk and Yacht Club are in that area, or the Swan and Dolphin. Or if you go over to Disney's Caribbean Resort, of course, they have Skyliner access. There's a major terminal there. And I guess Riviera, it cuts through the Riviera, so there's a terminal there. You can also stay at Art of Animation and Pop Century. They share a terminal. Pop Century has become my favorite. It's the best of it's the cheapest Skyliner resort you can have access to generally. You will have to take a Skyliner specifically to the Caribbean Beach hub, but it only adds about 4 minutes. If there's a line, and I never experienced a line at Pop Century. You could if you're like starting the day off trying to rope drop or whatever, but it adds 4 minutes once you get on that Skyliner to get over to Caribbean Beach, and then you're good to go. But I love that they make these little collectibles, and I think this is the base. This is definitely a base one. I'm hoping they actually make variants of this. I kept looking in the park. I couldn't find any others, but I did find that there was a 2025 variant because I would like to get like a string of these put together. Now, they do have variant versions as ornaments, like tree ornaments and stuff, where you can actually collect the different versions, but I kind of want it more like this. This feels more in line with like the castle playset, monorail playset, all that kind of stuff. It is certainly like the parking tram playset or ride vehicles. It feels more in line with those. And I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and whenever there's one I don't have, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to build a whole Skyliner.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Was it when we were staying at Boardwalk that we took the tram and it turned out wherever we were going to was the very last stop. It may have been Hollywood, and then we found out if we just took a car out, it's like literally right next door to.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
I may be misremembering the hotel and park, but
I think you might be right with us staying at Boardwalk. That a car to Hollywood Studios was like 2 minutes. It's like literally across the road.
Yeah.
Versus like an 8-minute Skyliner ride or
it's
something.
like because you had to go basically around the entire circuit almost to get there.
Yeah, it was something like that, and I think it had to be Boardwalk because you've only gone to Disney World with me 2 times now, right? Honeymoon in 2022, 2023 we did whatever. 2024 was when you came in September.
Yeah, I think that Disneyland was the.
Yeah, Disneyland doesn't even have a Skyliner anymore. So yeah, so Boardwalk, and I think you're right. I think we found out we missed it, and we had to get a ride home. And we're like, oh, it's literally across the street, and the Lyft, was like 2 minutes, a 2-minute ride, which that time was fine because we were in a hurry. But sometimes you want to save the money, So sometimes I will do other value resorts and stuff, but I want to save time. So it's all a matter of do you want to save time or do you want to save money? But I quite enjoy the Skyliner. They're very fun. So, of course, this comes with a display-based stand. That's should be pretty easy to put together. Cool. That actually felt like Constructs. If you remember Constructs, thumbs up or, comment in the chat. Let me try to be a good YouTuber. If you remember Constructs. So they all come with that, and you kind of put it sideline so you can... So I would like to get like a staggered thing so you can make it look like they're going up if they make more of these. Because this particular car design, I don't think this one exists. Actually, it might.
It says to me there was a Scrooge McDuck one.
Yeah, well, I thought this had all the characters on it. I thought Mickey and Minnie were on here too, but if it just has the ducks over here, so it's like the whole duck family, this one might. But like, I love looking at the Skyliners. There's various Star Wars ones and like Haunted Mansion ones and all kinds of them, and I would just be excited about that.
No, dude, the door's open.
That's just what I was looking at, and actually, this is very cool. They kind of pop up.
And then pop out.
They pop out and slide over. It looks a little bit tricky. Or maybe just because I'm doing it for camera angle, it's a little bit odd. And they have the benches in it. Now you can't see out the windows and the toys. But again, these are not very expensive. I mean, they're expensive, but I mean, by Disney prices, $23. If you have a Disney Visa card or a... well, no, there's another one before I go to the annual pass. Disney Visa card or something else. You should get like 10% off if you tell them. However, I have annual pass, so if I buy my merchandise in the store, I get like 20% off of these things, so it makes it pretty cheap. They're not die cast, they're definitely plastic, they're definitely light. They're not as detailed, but my God, as I'm touching this and playing with it, I'm hearing the Skyliner noises because I ride them so much. And then I guess it just kind of, looks like it just clicks right into there. Yep. And then wibble, wibble, wibble. So, you know, very cool. It's fine. I knew that would happen. And I didn't find this one. I found the 2025 in a lot of the park shops. This one I found in my resort. And I think it was Caribbean Beach. Where did I stay last? Caribbean Beach, yeah. Caribbean Beach?
Caribbean.
But it's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Uh-oh. No, okay, good. Snap. So that's very cool. That's another wonderful little desk ornament to keep me reminded. And actually, I kind of like that it's on there loose. Now, I mean, if you're moving it around, you got to be careful. But, you know, I kind of like that it's a little loose, so it feels like a Skyliner. I mean, you know, okay, maybe you are going to knock that off pretty easy. Maybe it snaps in a little bit better than I'm doing, but this does feel a little tender. I don't think it snaps in. I think you just kind of hang it there. But I quite enjoy that. Now let's check out the 2025. I wish I'd collected these sooner because I am a big fan of the Skyliner. I like the Skyliner a lot. I like monorail a lot. I have not done... Well, I guess we have done buses. But I don't want to do the buses. I'm lucky I have money. I will always pay for a ride before I deal with the buses, if I can. I think the only time we rode the bus was because we couldn't get a minivan. It was too late coming out of Magic Kingdom, and there was no other way to get back for us. So we had to, you know, so I was like, we might as well ride the bus, I guess. Oh, interesting that this has a gray stand. I'm not entirely sure that I like that. I would kind of want my stands to match.
Contrast with the
black of the carriage.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I think I want the stands to match, though. You know. I'm not. Do I look like the Rolling Stones, lady? This ain't no red door. This one is in here a little tighter too. It's got me a little nervous pulling it out. Just want to make sure I'm not like missing something and.
It's just where they shrink wrap it.
Break the shrink wrap maybe. I don't want to break the harder to replace one. There we go. Boop. So now we got, oh boy. Hiya, pal. Welcome to the Skyliner. Oh, this was it. Oh, Mary. I mean, Minnie. Oh, shit.
This
one has orange benches. Again, like Mary said, to kind of highlight and contrast. Very cool. So I will definitely buy all the annual ones of these. But I'm hoping they put out more. I'd really like to see the other Skyliners. Because like, I would love to get the Haunted Mansion one, particularly. Maybe Lilo and Stitch, you know, like that one's really cool. If you've watched my vlogs, you know, pay attention to the Skyliners and tell me which ones you'd like to see. But now we have a nice little Skyliner action set thing. So now you're not going to like this, Mary, but you know, because the packaging is the same packaging as like the monorail toy and the castle toy and the carousel toy and all of that. And now that I have some Skyliners,
No.
Your boy is more inclined to want that castle.
No.
And the monorail and the Chip and Dale carousel and a pew 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 pew.
Move!
R2!
Out of the way!
R2, what universe have you brought us into now?
R2 would ram the hell out of
Oh,
these.
he would ram the shit out of him. Oh my God, can we have an update to Star Tours where it's
Chopper.
Hera and Chopper?
Oh God.
And we all get to commit war crimes together. Yay! Actually, if they do update Star Tours, it doesn't necessarily have to be Hera. That doesn't make as much sense. Hu Yang and Chopper. Hu Yang's gonna take you on a tour of historical Jedi sites, and shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
And then Chopper is like, "I got this," and Hu Yang ain't ready for that. There you go, Disney. $1 million idea for free. I mean, if you want to hook me up with lifetime annual pass, but other than that. All right, Mary and I have to unbox some Disney pins. Oh, I'm so excited. My only bummer is my May trip. I'm not in a Skyliner resort, except the last 2 nights, because I do switch to Beach Club for the last 2 nights. But all right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's right. It's vlog. Disney pins. I'm in Disney right now buying more pins because I'm a glutton for punishment. But today we are here for the last of what I bought in my January-February trip of the Disney Magical Chefs, which clearly, if they still have them, I'm going to have to buy more. If you've seen the other episodes of this, Jesus.
Opened up, what, 4 boxes?
Well, you would know. How many do you see? Yeah, so that would probably be 4. We'll show you in a second. Here's what all you can get is a... let me do it like this so I can read them and show you. There we go. You've got Rapunzel, you got Donald, you got Stitch, you got Kronk, you got Country Bear, you got Remy, you got Mickey, and you got Tiana. And I'm excited. What have we got so far? So far, we've gotten like at least 2 Country Bears and I think 3 Mickeys and 2 Tianas. We have opened so many duplicate packs of this. It is not fair.
We've had a lot of duplicate packs in general,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, lately. And I bought them from separate sections and everything, so that's why it's weird. But yeah, I had just realized I have all the duplicate. Well, I guess I don't have all the duplicates over here. But we definitely, yeah. Last time we got like 3 Mickeys. It was wild. So anyways, we got 2 more of these. Let's open them up. Let's see what we get. If you want to start, since I'm still pulling some out, that is fine. Okay, I didn't know you needed it for the... I forget you need it for the plastic sometimes. I got Mickey and Country Bear. I'm calling it right now. Mary got Mickey and whoever else we already had.
Oh,
we
Tiana.
got... All right, cool. We got Tiana.
No, we already had a Tiana.
Shit, we already had a Tiana.
But in case you want to see her again. Okay.
And who wouldn't? Because Tiana is one of the best Disney princesses. Well, she definitely has...
Her beignets.
She also has one of the best Disney movies. That might be my second favorite Disney animated film, particularly in the 2Ds, behind Stitch.
Really?
I really love it. I mean, some of the animation sequences there are fantastic. Not to mention, don't pull it out yet. I gotta go.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thought you were just opening it, and then I see you pull it out. I saw some posts rumoring, so I have not seen this confirmed, but it would make sense at this point that Disney might actually attempt returning to 2D animation and see how that goes. So if that happens, fucking support it. Even if it looks awful, please support 2D animation so we can have more of it. Huh? Okay. Hey, it's a Country Bear. So this is, I bought 6 packs. I got them from different sections in the rack. And out of 6 packs, out of 5 packs essentially, we have gotten 3 different pins. This is the worst odds numbering I've ever seen. I don't like Mary's face as she's feeling the pin.
I don't actually have any idea.
All right.
Hey!
Oh my God, it's the one I least wanted, but at least it's somebody we don't have. Fucking Rapunzel. Can I please have Donald and Stitch? I guess not now without buying more. But Donald and Stitch are the ones I still really, really want.
I have no idea what she's cooking.
I can't tell what any of them are cooking in general, except for Tiana's beignets, of course, and Donald with his pancakes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be like a cake batter or
Fudge?
what.
Yeah, I don't know.
But at least we got...
We got one we can mark off. I'm going to trade so many of these when I go. If you're there, well, I'm there right now when this vlog comes out. I'm there May 2nd through May 9th. If you see me around, I will probably have these on me if I haven't traded. Please come say hi and trade. Just don't worry if I'm filming. I'm always filming. It's fine if you need to interrupt that. Just, you might be on camera is the only thing, but... All right, last but not least, I bet you it's a Mickey. I bet you it's a damn Mickey. No! okay, this was not so bad. Not what I was super excited to look for.
I would not mind having a crunk.
Yeah, well, if we had duplicates, you could definitely have them, but not until I have a full set. If these are still available, which I imagine they are, I will definitely buy some more of these. Maybe we'll do 4, so we can get 2 more rounds of these, because how many are we still looking for? Donald, Stitch, and Ratatouille. Actually, we've ended up okay out of 6. Out of 6 packs, we did end up with 5 different pens, even though that's out of 12 pens. So we didn't even hit a 50% average. So that's pretty awful. But honestly, my number 2, 3, and 4 most wanted pens, no, 3, 4, and 5 most wanted pens, I don't know how to tell you. I really want Donald. I really want Stitch. I wouldn't mind Ratatouille. Yeah, I'm doing it too, sorry. I'm glad we got Tiana. I'm glad we got Mickey. The others are cool, but damn, Disney. All right, well, we'll see what happens moving forward in the future. More vlog. We're about to make a drink that you might see history made right here on the Eric Butts channel. You might see Eric Butts pour out a drink. Right, Mary? I told Mary the recipe.
Yes.
This sounds not good. I wouldn't say it sounds too weird. It just sounds not good. We got 1 more of these 3 Bloody Marys from the Food Network magazine. And yes, Melissa, I will try to remember your suggestion. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm gonna. But we have the Bloody Mary Michelada, which I've never really had a Michelada. They actually sound fine. This one sounds weird. So this is gonna be, we're gonna run an orange wedge along the rim of a chilled large glass and dip it in kosher salt. Honestly, there's lime juice in this. I'm just gonna use a lime wedge. I don't think that's gonna make that big of a difference. Then we're gonna fill it with ice, and we're gonna add, here's where it gets strange, 1.5 ounces each of orange juice and tomato juice. Orange juice and tomato juice. Oof. And an ounce of fresh lime juice. And, yeah, we'll squeeze that in a minute. And a teaspoon of adobo sauce, which means I have to open this whole thing to get a freaking teaspoon out and figure out something to do with that. I guess it could maybe go in a thing I did earlier. My hands are sticky from the next ingredient. A few dashes of Worcestershire, which I'm trying to figure out why it's sticky. It's like a little sticky around the rim. I don't think Worcestershire is sticky. And a pinch of salt. We stir all that together, and then we top it with a chilled wheat beer.
Do we have a chilled wheat beer?
Yes, I will show you that. I don't mind wheat beer. I like a lot of wheat beers. Blue Moon is fine. I had some draft Blue Moon at dinner the other night. I'm getting back into liking beers, and they had a very small selection. Could not find a single or even a 6-pack of Blue Moon at my store the other day, so I got a shock top. I think that's fine. I think obviously it's supposed to be a little orangier, or at least as orange as a Blue Moon. I mean, can't I just drink a nice beer? Why am I gonna fuck it up with fucking tomato juice? Tomato juice and orange juice, man. That's just, my mind does not like that. You know?
No.
I got a big boy lime. Because how much do we need? An ounce? So I should get more than an ounce out of here. So I'm gonna take a wedge to use for ribbing. Ugh.
Well, the thing is, a wedge is going to be the opposite direction of what you cut.
Well, I just need something that'll juice it and wedge it. That's what I was starting to think through. I can just take a little slice. That should get the job done.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Ah, like that. Okay.
That'll get the edge rimmed. So let me go ahead and juice this son of a bitch. And after that, it should get mostly just measuring and pouring. Oh, it's a nice fresh lime though. Smells pretty good. I mean, maybe somehow the lime brings together the orange and it does not clarify. It just says orange juice. It does not say juice of an orange, which is why I'm using actual orange juice. Love you, Jack, but it's bedtime, buddy. I know mommy and daddy especially being loud.
It's time for Night Nights and Betty Bites, Jack. He's like, I remember when this door used to open.
Oh, I know. Poor guy. Sorry,
well, Miss Eva's being princess over there. Going like, the stinky boys are downstairs.
The stinky boy's downstairs. Just daddy. He's the only stinky boy left. But like mommy, I like his stink. But hopefully not for the same reasons, because that'd be very weird. Probably get a lot more juice out of that, but I think I have more than enough here. All right, we'll set you to the side. All right. This sounds so fucking weird.
I agree.
And this is me.
I do not think I will be trying this.
Unless I'm like, oh my fucking God. But honestly, it's so many things Mary does not like.
Orange juice do not like. Tomato juice do not like. Beer do not like.
Salt, do not like. Worcestershire, do not like.
I like salt and Worcestershire.
I'm just messing with you. Adobo, there we go.
I don't know how I feel about adobo.
Honestly, I'm not sure how hot adobo is on its own outside of Chipotle's. I know you wouldn't necessarily love Chipotle's. Okay, so now we're gonna rim our glass. Let me get, Mary pointed out, it does say a chilled glass. I was like, I don't have a chilled glass. But then Mary pointed out, I don't just keep a chilled martini glass in here. I actually do keep one of these in here. Which looks like a good job for this, so. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way just so I can.
This is look at that beer mug you keep in there. It's like, what beer mug?
I think you said beer glass, and I was like, pint glass?
Oh, I may have said beer glass, but
Yeah.
still, I would have thought you would, as soon as I said that, you were going, oh yeah, that thing.
Not until I opened it, it was like, oh yeah, that thing. It's been sitting in there a while. What's that? Well, whatever it is, it wiped right off. Okay, so I just kept this little wedge here. We'll just... Oops. Nice little chunk of lime itself there. Oh, I think I got some of the lime in my salt. I did.
Oh, that's a decent chunk of lime. There
Actually,
you go.
That's salted pretty good. Kind of impressed.
Well, I think you also have like the additional ice, maybe giving you more liquid.
Good point. Good point. All right, so that's where we begin. Now, fill with ice, and we're gonna do the orange juice and the tomato juice, 1.5 ounces each. And as usual, I don't like to fill, because I want some room for the actual beer. I love these very scientific measurements. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Just getting handfuls. We'll see what we put in here. 2. Was that 2? Yeah. 4, 5. Sure. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we'll go with 9. All right, 1.5 ounces each. Out of date tomato juice. Still smells totally fine. A little chunky is not a problem. Just kidding. Am I? No, I am. It's a little aerated. That's because I shook it up. Ah, crap. Gotta get that lid on tight or it will definitely not be good past expiration. Okay, and
OJ.
1.5 of orange juice. Hopefully don't get too much pulp in this one. Ooh, we're good, we're good. That's a little bit extra, but not terrible. That's not gonna leave a lot of room for beer. Yeah, they show in the magazine, mason jar. I fucking hate drinking out of mason jars. I think it's, if it was back in the day, sure. But in today's day and age, it's a goddamn hipster thing. I don't typically mind hipster things, but that one I hate. It's because I get pissed off when I go to a Mexican restaurant and they give me a margarita in a mason jar. I'm like, that is not a fucking margarita. I get to be picky about 1 or 2 things. That is one of them.
Just 1 or 2, huh?
When it comes to food and alcohol, you want to retract that statement? She laughed. She's not retracting, which is, she's wrong. All right, then we got 1 ounce of fresh lime juice. I don't know why you can't just have my back sometimes and support me. You got to call me out, but then like, you know, when I say, hey, we're talking about food and alcohol, you should be like, okay, fair enough. But no.
I feel like you can't, you're still kind of picky. But that might just be the whole,
I'm moody. I'm not picky. I'm game to try all kinds of shit.
If you're in the mood.
If I'm in the mood. But if I know what I want and I don't want that, I don't want that. Okay. Half a teaspoon of adobo. My bad. Jesus, I'm still having to open up this entire jar of chipotles. But maybe I used it, maybe I didn't. You've already seen the video. You know by now. I have no idea.
Almost looks like a Vienna sausage candy from here.
What I'll probably do is throw this in a NutriBullet, blend everything that's left, and just mix it into my chorizo as I cook it down.
So are you just getting... Are those
Just
chilies in there? I can't tell.
That is the big chunky stuff.
Okay.
Is the chipotles.
Oh my gosh, if it across the mouse.
That's the adobo right there.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna be like your Tabasco or whatever.
Hold on. Yes, Evie, good job. You're a mighty hunter. See, he brought us a mouse.
Good job,
Good job, baby girl.
Love you, sweet girl.
Good job. That's on camera.
All right, a few dashes of Worcestershire. More perfect measurements.
So at least 2 dashes.
A few is 3. That would be a couple. A couple is 2. A few is 3.
Okay.
1, is that a dash? 2, is that a dash? 3, that's a dash. There. We gave it a little extra because my first dash and a half was a little light. And I love Worcestershire, so. A pinch of salt. But how big a pinch?
Oh, considering how much salt you have on the rim, do you really
Exactly.
need?
Well, I'm just gonna do just the tiniest fucking pinch right there. Right? That felt pretty low key. Do I stir this shit first? I feel like I should stir this. Just say, oh, stir. Okay. Then we're gonna top with the beer.
Okay, you gonna use your fancy bar spoon?
Yeah, why not? It's machine washable.
I was a little too close. I'm not sure if you actually got it under the leg or not.
I got it under the leg. And with all the ice in here, there we go.
Now we're gonna just float the beer.
I have to admit, that smells kind of good.
Oh no.
Yeah, then it says top with a chilled wheat beer, garnished with an orange wedge. I don't have that.
Okay, so
Shock top.
Are you going to tilt the glass, or are you just going to let it foam like crazy?
What do you think?
I would tilt the glass.
Now, if I was just pouring a beer into a mug, that's what I would do. But it says top. That's why I'm glad you said something. Because sometimes you have good ideas. Sometimes. Do you think it'll foam though? Like, because it's pouring into all this stuff?
Oh yeah, if you poured it straight down, it probably would.
At some point, I have to tilt it up a little.
Because I mean, it's foaming. Okay, it's actually.
And that took.
It's interesting. I guess that's partly the salt from the inside floating
Oh
down.
yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. I mean, it looks interesting. It now just smells like beer. And look at the foam. You can like see swirl of like.
Yeah, the dark.
The reds. And the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's tomato juice and poblano, maybe.
Adobo.
Adobo,
Yeah.
I mean.
Get the wine taste out of my mouth.
All right. Well, cheers.
I mean, it looks good. It looks like a nice drink. The mixture actually smelled good, but orange juice and tomato juice and beer? All right. If Babbage can do it, so can I.
Is beer the only alcohol in here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I know that face.
I don't know if I like it or love it, but it's definitely not bad. It's definitely a little too salty. Way too salty. The rim is way too salted. I don't know that you needed a salted rim. Because it started to taste good, but now all I can taste is salt.
I need to knock some of the salt off.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because this might actually be tasty.
Because, I mean, You did have a fair amount, between the salt that you sprinkled in there and what fell in when you poured it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just get rid of most of this. Try to get it not knocked down into the drink. I have to like take this drink places. I can't have all this salt on this side. I gotta go play. Daddy gotta play more Star Wars. Okay.
Enemies, where'd you go?
That's a little better. Right behind you.
Oh, there she is.
How about you? You know what? The orange juice and the beer actually taste pretty good together. I don't like that the ice is watering it down.
I think it's one of those drinks that you definitely want to stay cold, because if it starts warming up, it might get nasty.
Yeah, but also, I don't want to put one of my reusables in here. Is this burrito still good? All right, cool. So let's use one of these.
Aren't you good, baby?
I'm actually going to stir this up a little bit, so make sure I get a nice little blend of the juices and the beer. That's really not fucking bad. Again, I can't say I love it. Like, I'm not like, oh, I must have this again. But that's not bad. The tomato is really subtle. The orange juice is not terribly acidic. Like, there's a hint of sweet orange juice. But it also takes out some of that, like, for lack of a better term, skunkiness of the beer. I don't think you would love this, but I almost want you to taste it out of curiosity. Like, you won't love it or like it per se. But I don't think you'd hate it. You absolutely do not have to, because I do know these are all flavors you don't like.
So basically what you want to know if this is what causes, like, I would nurse on this if somebody put it down in front of me.
I don't even think you do that. I just, honestly, I'm more curious because it's such a curious thing how this actually works.
Fine.
You do not have to. I swear, you do not.
I will try a
Are you
soup.
Okay. I mean,
Just because people want to see me make a face.
well, I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I don't love it. It's really just more, it's like some of those weird food things we do where it's like, oh, that is not what I thought it would be. Right? Like the science of it.
I have no idea what flavor that is.
Exactly.
But again, it's still a little too acidic for my taste.
Okay, but I appreciate you trying. But you see what I meant now? Like, I wasn't asking like because I think you'll like it or hate it. It's just more of a, that's so weird how that works.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the biggest elements is going to be the salt. Is once you introduce salt to a lot of those things, especially, I think it's salt tempers the acidicness of things.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
That's what like people salt their tomatoes.
I love salting my tomatoes. I salt my tomatoes, pepper. Sometimes I throw a little cayenne or chili powder on there.
I think that's one of the reasons why people do that.
Yeah, it works really well. So
Also brings out, or maybe it brings out something like, because people put salt on watermelon to bring out the sweetness.
that's true. I need to. I haven't tried that in a long time. Was tahini on watermelon.
True.
Fucking phenomenal.
So.
Actually, here, one last thing.
Oh my gosh.
I
Are
know.
you gonna add some tahini?
You just yeah, of course I'm gonna add some fucking tahini. You said the magic word. Ah! Mary said the magic word. And that was just such a good idea.
I didn't say tahini. You said tahini first.
I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Eric said the magic word. Is this getting old?
No, that probably just got some humidity in there.
Oh, it really does. But this is like a new bottle. That's weird. I'm getting some in there. There we go.
Sometimes you just gotta give it a harder wax.
Yeah, you do. Maybe like a tahini rim would be better than a salted rim.
That's quite possible. Cause you, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that right there, it's not strong enough, but that I'm getting enough of it to know that if the rim was tahini instead of salted, and less ice. We don't need that much ice. Chill all your ingredients, way less ice, tahini instead of salt the rim. Maybe a little more, I don't know, Worcestershire. A little more Worcestershire, a little more lime. We're gonna, hell, I fucking love Worcestershire. Let's go. And then let's mad science this shit. Shit.
No, good thing you had the...
But it caught most of it, yeah? Not all of it, but it caught most of it.
Aw, cheeky cheek.
Oh, that's good. No pressure. Would you like to try one more time to confirm the improvement there? I think that's much improved.
We'll see.
All right, I'm sorry. Again,
It
no
depends
pressure.
on what you consider improved.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just that there's more of an orange presence, but not like the citrusy orange, just a little bit more orange flavor, a little bit more depth. I still don't think you'll like it, but I think that's better than it was.
I think it's better, but I'm not sure it's a huge improvement.
That little lime juice, I think, really added in the lime and the Worcestershire. All right, well, I'm not going to make her drink any more of that. But you know what I will do, because...
Chug, 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 chug. Now break it on your head. No.
There's easier ways to get the money. That's not bad. I'm not sure I've had a shock top. I'm mostly a Heffenweisen Dunkel kind of guy. Actually, Cervezas. But that's not bad. All right. We gotta let Mary go to bed. Actually, I am not gonna throw that out. We did not make history. I'll drink that. I think it might get better as I drink it.
Okay.
I also have a big fucking mess to clean up now. Thanks, Food Network. Bye. And there you have it. That is the vlog for this week. I look a lot better finishing this one than I did when I started it, don't I? That's actually a pretty good cut. She did a pretty good job. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. Of course, next week I should be back home, theoretically, hopefully, knock on wood. And we'll be doing the first of my May trip Disney vlogs. And you'll get 8 of those interspersed every other week like we've been doing. And then we'll see where we go from there. But hopefully you had a good time with this one. Let me know. You got an egg sandwich idea like this or some tweaks. What would you do with the sandwich? What would you do with that cocktail? Which Skyliner would you like to have if you were unboxing those? All that and more. Geek out in the comments. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Other than that, you can click that thumbs up button. Give me that good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. After this, I only have to film 1 more hour of a video game, and I'm done filming stuff pre-Disney. All right. Remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. Check out my music anywhere you listen to music. Look up EricButts. Try a song or two. Get excited for more. We'll do a lot more video game Let's Plays, cooking videos, and some kind of filmmaking thing, hopefully. Follow all that right here or go to ericbutts.com for all your funky butts fun. Of course, there's more at the links in the description below, so click that see more button to see more butts. And on that note, I got to get on out of here so I can go finish all this crap up and start scheduling a week and a half worth of videos. And I'll see you all later. Bye. Love you. So pew, meow.